The pick plate, if I put the ruler on it, you can see there's all this up and down movement. It's very badly warped. Anyway, not a lot of point in putting this back onto the guitar like this. You can see it there pretty bad. So I'm thinking, how can I straighten this? And I'm thinking I might bake it in the oven between some sheets of glass. I've seen some information about straightening warped LPs, and I thought, well, you know, it may not be exactly the same material, but the heat might cause the same effect if I was to put this between some glass and heat it up. So first thing I'm going to do is to take off all the controls. I'm going to try to keep it as assembled as possible so I can put it straight back on the pickguard without worrying too much about any soldering. It should just go straight back. And then I'm going to take this downstairs to the kitchen and put it in the oven. Hi, I'm in my kitchen. I have two sheets of glass. These came off a hi-fi stand which I have in the other room. I'm going to put those in the oven. I set the oven at 70 degrees centigrade. I'll pop those in now. Let those heat up. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up this pickguard. It's had a lot of dust and dirt on it. Stuff that's got trapped on there over the years. Right, I think that'll be good enough. The glass has been in the oven now for at least 10 minutes. And it's up to temperature. It's quite hot. I'm going to put a piece of greaseproof paper on the top to prevent anything from sticking. The pickguard and another piece. Get the second sheet of glass out, put that on the top, line them up. You can see it's quite wobbly, and then on top of that I'm going to lay some books. The idea being, as the pickguard heats up, it will become supple. The weight of this will drop down and should flatten it. That's the theory. These books are just large enough to cover the plate, the pickguard. Just a little bit of movement there. You can feel that wobbling slightly. The glass is still very hot. I suspect that will stay hot for a while. And then with this weight, it should have enough weight on the pickguard to flatten it down. Well, here it is the next morning, the moment of truth. Whoops. Wow. I am impressed. This is flat. Wow, I really am impressed. Now, there's been something that happened here that's not on the video. If you're following along in the hope that you might be able to do the same thing for your own pickguard, well, I better tell you exactly what happened. So it cooled down about 2 hours, and when I took all the books off and had a look at it, it was slightly warped still. It had taken out 70% of the warp, So this is what I did. I put the glass back in the oven, I heated it to 70 degrees, and I also put this in the oven on top of the glass with a piece of greaseproof paper underneath it. And I left it in there for, well, maybe 5 minutes, enough to get this up to temperature. So rather than starting with this cold and the glass hot, the second time I did it, I did everything hot. This was the same temperature as the glass. 2 pieces of greaseproof paper, as you saw, and the second sheet of glass and the books. And that is what made the difference. It really has worked well, and I actually can't believe it. This is really something. So that's the trick. If you're going to do it, it seemed to me better to heat this up to 70 degrees along with the glass and then compress it all till it cools down. I think you'll have a successful job there. Well, you can see the plate back on the guitar. It's nice and flat. There's no movement anywhere. Wow, I'm very impressed. It's just sitting on there, it's not screwed down, but I just wanted to line it up and to see how it came out, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's really as good as new. Obviously it's got scratches in it that you wouldn't have with a new pickguard, but in terms of the fit, I don't think it could be much better than that. So I'm real pleased. Okay, I'm going to put the electronics back, clean them up and refit them. Everything is working, so I don't think I'm going to change the pot or the tone controls. I'd like to keep it as original as possible if it's working. And now I'm going to be focusing on the neck. That'll be the next project here.